Hi everyone, I'm Dara, I'm a product designer, and today I'm going to be speaking about the best parts of my job. I'm going to be talking about the top 5 reasons as to why I like being a workshopper so much and about the benefits that it has on everybody else. The first reason why I enjoy being a workshopper so much is probably the most exciting piece of it all, which is coming up and generating new ideas. A typical workshopper will focus on getting a collection of problems and then working out a way to narrow down those problems to then allow for everybody else that's involved to start coming up with ideas and pick them off. And that honestly is very exciting and it can be very, very fun. The ways that people come up with ideas and the way that they share their experiences, whether it's from their department, whether it's from their job, or there is something they've done even earlier that day that can really inspire them. That is all, it's just super fun and super interesting to see how everybody comes together. And bouncing off each other, they vote on each other's things, they give feedback on others, and essentially they all aim to come up with this like one, two, or three maybe at the end that are the kind of the big things that are going to solve the problems that everybody in the workshop is there to solve. The second reason why I like being a workshopper is that it really, really helps to break down barriers between teams and different types of people in a business or around an area. So what I mean by this is that teams typically kind of focus in on, let's say, their own kind of stuff, their inward kind of facing pieces that kind of loses touch with everybody else, or it can lose touch with everybody else. I'm not saying everybody is like this. Historically, this can happen, that departments tend to focus on themselves. And with being a workshopper, and particularly the way that I kind of run them, so if we're coming up with ideas for stuff, a lot of people tend to have a lot of similar challenges. So we can get everybody who's sort of maybe in the sales, in product, the designers, the engineers, the support, even the leadership and different customers and everything all into the same room to start bouncing ideas off each other. It really helps to kind of break down the barriers. On top of this, then, to sort of make everybody feel like they can break these down and why they can feel comfortable, I typically run with an icebreaker, which is usually really, really fun. So a normal one for me that is if it's in person, that we actually do a bit of charades, and I try to come up with the most random things that you can. So think of someone jumping around as the Pixar lamp. Normally really, really important, or on top of the kind of the food chain when it comes to inside of the business. So yeah, that can be all really, really exciting stuff. It is really, really fulfilling to see that everybody is going to start working together, and obviously there are challenges, and it can be really good to kind of help break these down and build up lines of communication and building up the collaboration. The third thing that I really like to focus on with a workshop is actually not quite the workshop itself, but the difference that it can make afterwards. So the knock-on effect of running the workshop. So as mentioned, there's a lot of people that come together and they start collaborating differently and they come up with different ideas. But at the end of it, they know that they've all come to this conclusion at the end of the journey, at the end of the road. And they know that the actions kind of will impact not just themselves, but everybody going forward. And it can make a massive difference. So whatever they might be, that the experiment that they might come up with or the action that they're going to go on, they all know they're tackling the same thing. So once they kind of go out, they know it's not just about themselves. They know that there is somebody else in the game. It's something that they can't really leave to one side or just put into a backlog or send to an email and forget. They know there's everybody else that have been involved, and everybody will have their own sort of actions to bring back. So yeah, that can make real change in a business or in a community or anybody that's engaged at all, like on the customer side as well. So it can make a massive difference, and it is often very, very exciting to see what people actually come up with. This also kind of has a knock-on effect, which is really fun, is that they see the benefit of a workshop. So it kind of makes them come back. So as a workshopper myself, it can be often difficult to get people kind of signed up initially, but once they get in and they see the benefits and the difference it makes, they often come back and ask for more. The fourth piece that I want to talk about with workshops and why I like them so much is the kind of bit more of a selfish piece, which is that I like to actually help people. So when you're running a workshop, you can find that obviously people come in with individual problems, and it does come in together as kind of working together and figuring them out. It can be really, really powerful to actually figure out and find and help someone in particular, and it feels better for me as well. I kind of, that buzz, that kind of warm feeling that you get, that you know that someone's life is improving. So whether it's a department problem or their own not communicating so well with their team and they're looking to fix that, and they come back and they see the value out of it, And I know that I have helped them, and I know that they're going to help the next person. So it has that chain effect. And honestly, it's really, really powerful. And this is something that workshops can really, really help with. The final piece is all about planning. So I'm a big, big fan of the planning of the workshop, because you can start to engage with the individual users that are actually involved. So the people who are hosting or want you to host the workshop, the people who found the reason to do this, and you can start to build up a little bit of a relationship or a rapport with them beforehand. There's also the planning out of how you're going to build the journey, which is really, really exciting, so that you can actually figure out, okay, so I know I'm going to collect all the problems here, and I know this is how everyone's going to choose the top problems. We're all going to come up with the same sort of solutions or ideas and things, and point them into the actions that go forward. And mapping and planning all that out can be really, really fun. It doesn't sound fun because planning isn't for everybody. You either love it or you hate it. But in this situation, it can be really powerful, and seeing the benefits of it can really make you appreciate it a lot more, because I'm both planning it and running it. So if I don't plan it well, I won't run it well. So it has its knock-on effects. Those are the top 5 reasons why I really enjoy being a workshopper. Going forward, I will be focusing in on the different types of workshops that I run, the tips and tricks that you can pick up, and then how I also explore what happens when something goes wrong and something isn't quite working out. Thanks for watching my video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.